Hello there, welcome to Song Drumming Chronicles. My name is Miguel, and today we're going to talk about changing the tones and timbres of your ride voices to help you change the energy level of a song or a section of a song, like a verse or a chorus. So, first off, let me just talk about an example in a playing situation. Have you ever been in a situation with a band, whether it's you and your buddies, or maybe at school, where they said, hey, I love the beat, don't change the beat, but I need different energy from you. Keep the snare and kick consistent, don't change that, but I need different energy. Well, one of the thing we're going to talk about today is one way to address that, okay? So what do I mean when I talk about different tones and timbres from the ride voices? So I think of both my hi-hat and the ride cymbal as a ride voice. And I'm going to give you 3 examples from each instrument. There are an infinite number of examples of different tones and timbres you can get from your instruments, especially when you incorporate volume and dynamics into that. But for now, we're just going to keep it simple with 3. So with a hi-hat, the first I do is you got the hi-hat sort of closed, you know, somewhat tight, and you use the tip of the stick in between the bell and the edge. I call this the tight hi-hat sound. Okay, that's tight hi-hat. Chunky hi-hat is where you use the shoulder of the stick on the edge of the cymbal. This is chunky. So this is tight. This is chunky. Okay? And then washy is where you loosen the cymbals with the foot and you get that sibilant washy sound. Okay? The 3 that I think about most on the ride cymbal is what I call the ping sound, which is, again, the tip of the stick halfway between the bell and the edge of the cymbal, typically. That kind of sound. The bell sound, which is oftentimes with the shoulder of the stick on the bell in the middle. And then the wash or crash ride sound, which is just like hitting a crash cymbal, but you do it repeatedly because it's a ride. Shoulder of the stick on the edge of the cymbal. Okay, so that's the definition. So what's important about this? Well, how do you get command over this? Well, the first thing is to simply get command over how you transition between the different ride voices within a given tune. So I'm going to play a simple rock beat and move between the tight hi-hat sound, the chunky hi-hat sound, and the washy hi-hat sound. And what you want to do is a couple things. Number one, the transitions have to be smooth, and you want to keep an even tempo and an even volume. Especially with the snare and kick. Sometimes when you change ride voices, the ride voice itself might go up or down, but that change has to be consistent. You immediately lock into, say, mezzo piano tight, and then immediately lock into fortissimo on the washy, okay, for example. Those all have to be consistent. So here's a basic rock beat showing those 3 different ride voices on the high. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. So this is tight. Here we go to chunky. And on to washy. Back to tight. Okay? So, what we had there is the transitions, and again, you want smooth transitions, you want the tempo to stay steady, and the volume or the velocity of your playing to stay steady, okay? The other thing that's important is to listen to your favorite drummers and how do they handle different ride voices for different sections of songs with different energy levels, okay? Some of my favorite drummers are people like Steve Jordan or Al Jackson or Earl Palmer, just all kinds of drummers who listen to what they do, listen to what your favorite drummers do in terms of changing the tone and timbre of the ride voices and how that affects the energy level of the songs that you love. So listen to the music you love and see how this sort of fits into that. And oftentimes you'll find songs where there's no ride voice, tone, or timbre change, and that, again, that's another intentional thing, and that's also effective. So you don't always have to be changing the tone and timbre. And the third thing is to start to apply it to your own playing. So if you think about the band you play in, whether it's with your buddies or maybe at school, think about the different energy levels that a song goes through, or maybe a song stays at one energy level, and how you can support that as a drummer with different tonal and timbre choices from the ride, whether it's the hi-hat or the ride cymbal. So, and then if you get stuck on, you know, well, I'm not really sure what this is, well, talk to the music director, talk to the band director, talk to the songwriter, talk to the people in your band, and, you know, is this verse like sort of mellow, or is it kind of static, and the chorus, is it kind of up, or is it really, really laid back? Just have a discussion about how different sections of the tune or different songs and what their energy level is, what their vibe is, and see how you can address that by changing the tone and timbre of your ride voices, the tone and timbre of your hi-hat and your ride cymbal. So that's it for today. Once again, we talked about using the different tones and timbres on the ride voices and how that can affect the energy level or vibe of a particular song that you're playing or a section of a song. And that's it. Thanks for tuning in to Song Drumming Chronicles. And remember, we don't work drums, we play drums. So have fun when you drum. Ciao.